everybody, and welcome back to another What's on the Shelf, and we are now on part 35. And this is the first shelf in my little shelf. Actually, this is meant to be a DVD storage unit, and that's where I put all my smaller, or some of my smaller games. So the first one on this shelf is Star Realms Frontier. I also have Hero Realms, the Manhattan Project Chain Reaction, and then an expansion of map expansions for A Tiny Epic Tactics. So first one is Star Realms Frontiers. So I actually owned 3 different Star Realms games. The first Star Realms, I can't remember what the second one that I got was called, and then this one. So this one is designed so you can play 4 players, and it also has so that you can play co-op versus one of the bad guys. So there's a little bit more to it in different ways that you can play, but it is basically the same base game of Star Realms. So Star Realms is a deck building game, and you have the cards in the middle of different cards of what you can purchase. Some cards are going to be base and stations that you can put in front of you, and it's going to protect you, and it does different things, and other cards are going to go in your hands. The cards in your hands can do a few things. So you can purchase or you can attack, and you may have some cards that will allow you to heal. So you start with, normally on a regular game you would start with 50 health, and you're playing trying to kind of defeat the other players in its traditional game. This really is best, in my opinion, as a 2-player game. And so you're playing trying to purchase better cards that are going to make you more powerful, and at the same time defeat the other player. The base cards goes in front of you, and like I said, they might protect you, and they'll do different things. If it has a black shield, then the other player cannot hit you unless they've destroyed your base first. And what's really neat as well is there'll be different factions. So you have like cards that have a yellow symbol, and cards that have a green symbol, and a red symbol, and a blue symbol. And some cards will do that. If you have another red card that's been played in your hand, then you can activate extra abilities. So kind of building up multiple cards of like that one faction kind of might make you a little bit more powerful, because you're more likely to have cards that have similar colors that's going to do extra abilities. This is my favorite deck building games by far. I love this game, and I remember I forced the boys to play a game. I called them up, and because they're on video games the whole day, and I was like, "Kate, let's go, come up, we're gonna spend some time and play a game." And they moaned and groaned, and I made them play anyways, and we played a game. And then after I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna make supper," and then they're like, "Okay, well, let's play again," and they kept playing, the 2 of them, a couple of times. This is a great game. They love this one. They never argue. They take this one to school to play with their friends. This is probably one of their favorite games. It's so good. And then I have Hero Realms, and Hero Realms is the exact same as Star Realms basically, but fantasy themed. And even though this game plays exactly the same, and it's a very similar game, for some reason I still prefer Star Realms, and I don't know why, because I am a huge fantasy fan, and I like that way more than sci-fi. So don't know why that is, but Hero Realms plays the exact same. So you still have the 50 hit points, you have your cards, some will be attacks, some will allow you to purchase new cards. You'll have cards that you can purchase that'll do the different things you can do. There'll be different tribes, I guess, that if you multiple tribes can unlock extra abilities and extra attacks. And you'll have hero cards where they'll stay just like the base cards, and then they'll protect you. And it's such a neat game. It's a great deck builder game. And then I have the Manhattan Project Chain Reaction. And this is a neat small little card game that's based on the Manhattan Project. And what you're doing with this one is you're collecting cards, and you're trying to get. One thing I'll say that I really like about this one is each cards can be used in different ways. So you have on the side whether it's going to be a scientist, or if it's going to be a laborer, or if it's going to be an engineer, and you can turn the card to the side to use them that way, or you can use them for what they are on the top of the card, or you can use them for the resources as well. It's so neat. So with this one, you're trying to collect uranium and yellow cake to create nuclear bombs, and then there's the different bombs in the middle that you can make, and you're trying to get I don't know, 5 bombs or 4 bombs that you're trying to build, but each bomb, depending on which bomb you build, are worth certain points, and then you can arm the bomb as well, which are going to give you bonus points as well. And so it's a neat game where you're collecting things, trying to man the different locations. So you need to put the proper staff there in order to be able to activate it, and collecting the resources. All card-based one. So neat. I really enjoyed this one. It's a fun little card game. Then the next one I have, as I said, it's a map expansion. So this is just 2 extra layout for the game Tiny Epic Tactics. Tiny Epic Tactics is a game where each player controls 4 different characters, and it's a area control. You're moving around, you're trying to kind of defeat the other players, and it's a bit of a king of the hill. Like, there's a certain place where there's flags, and you're trying to, or a flag area, I guess. It's not just a flag, but it's the whole area, and you're trying to have the most control in that area, and then that will give you a flag, and whoever gains the most flag at the end of the game wins. So the base game comes with a setup, and this is the first time the Tiny Epic games had like the 3D element, because the box turns into the game, and you build this 3D component map. So you have the cloth map, and then you add these boxes on top of it, so you can climb up and down of it, and when you're playing the game. And this particular one here is just adds 2 extra sets of terrain that you can build to play on different maps. It looks neat. This is the desert one, so it kind of shows the different characters. They kind of go up and down. I think one's sitting on its head there, possibly. I was probably playing with Patrick, and he always does that. And you'll notice this one, like the pink area, and that's that flag area. So that's in one of the areas where you're trying to have your character sitting on top to kind of have control, and each character have different abilities. So everybody has a wizard, and everybody has their warrior one, and an archer, and it's a neat little game. It's plays pretty quickly, and then this was just an expansion to kind of add a little bit more maps to it. And that's it for this shelf. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, my Facebook page is Disbury and Area is playing all the games. I am also on Instagram as BoardGame_Mama, and on YouTube as BoardGameMama. So be sure to stay tuned to see what's next on my little DVD shelf, and we'll see you for that. Bye, everybody.